Hello. Today I'm making a birthday card. I made this card design for my daughter Jacqueline's birthday, which is today. This card features a pair of goldfish that I got in a stamp set from Hero Arts, and it features two little balloons. The inside of the card has a sentiment which reads, "The world is your oyster, you are the pearl." And I have a oyster which I've done a little bit of coloring on, not too much, and a little seagrass. Let me go over the materials that I used to create this card today. I have a blue card base, score 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a black mat cut 5.25 by 4. I have a white mat also cut 5.25 by 4, and a white panel which is 5 by 3.75. I also have a bit of white scrap which is about 4.25 by about 2.5. The stamp sets I'm using today is the Color Layering Goldfish by Hero Arts. You use the different layer stamps to give the fish dimension and color. You stamp the lighter color with the solid image and the darker color with the outline. It's very easy to line it up because you can look right through the stamp. And I'm also again featuring the My Monthly Hero stamp set by Hero Arts. This is February and it comes with dies as well as the stamp set and some other materials. This month stamp set will feature a jungle series of stamps and die sets. It's really pretty. If you want to get the My Monthly Hero, you have to act fast because once they're gone, they are gone. And I'm also featuring the Stampin' Up! Balloon Celebration stamp set. I'm using a lot of inks today, but don't panic. It's still a very simple design. I have Versafine Onyx Black, of course, and I have all of these Memento Inks. I will list everything below so that you can see what we're using. I need the Dandelion, Grape Jelly, Bahama Blue, and Tangelo, Desert Sand, Tuxedo Black, Bamboo Leaves, Lulu Lavender, and Summer Sky. Although I am using the Versafine Onyx Black, I still decided to use the Memento Tuxedo Black because it doesn't smear like the Versafine will when I go to do the little war coloring on the inside. You could also just leave that one out and use this one, but you would just need to let the material dry a little bit before you go on to the watercoloring. I also have some green ribbon, a light blue marker. I'll be using my aqua pen, and I also need my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. Let me clear this stuff out and I will, oh, I almost forgot, I need the balloon punch from Stampin' Up. I'm going to be punching out the balloons. It's an easier way to punch these balloons, but I'm not going to do it that way. If there's time, I'll show you how to do that in an easier way, but I was trying to get the video done. Okay, let me clear this stuff away and just jump right in. Okay, I've cleared away some of this stuff, and I thought about it, in for a penny, in for a pound. I think the better thing to do is just to show you right from the start how best to stamp this balloon. So I went and got an extra piece of white paper, and the first step is to punch out the balloons. Doesn't matter how you do it because this is the important part. Now using this punch out, you're going to use the negative space and line your stamps up by just putting it right in where it goes. And I need this one too. And it just pops right in. Now that you have it in place, you take your block. I need a bigger block for this. To do a little bit of rearrangements here, just a second. And you pick up the stamps to your block. And now they will stamp directly parallel to where the punch is. So Now that's done. Let's go ahead and do that. So I need the lighter purple and the darker purple for the balloons. Okay. Stamp that. And now I'm going to, yes, I think I will move it. So I'm going to take the next layer, which is the, oh, sticky, the highlight of the balloon, and just lay it in place, because you can see right through where to line it up. But this balloon stamp, even if you get it off a little bit, it'll be fine. So let's clear this off real quick. I could have gotten more blocks and that would have been a lot more efficient, but you get to spend more time with me this way. So transfer it to the block, and taking the darker purple and just line it up. Pretty good. You could also use your Misty tool if you have one and you wanted to make many balloons at once rather than moving them one at a time. But since I just need the two, I'm going to just use this block. And the outline stamp, same thing. Line it up where it needs to be. Pick it up. And for this, I'm going to grab the Tuxedo Black. There we go. Come on, closer. Alright, now I'm going to set this aside because I don't need this yet and I don't want to lose the balloons. And I'll move on to the next step. Now I'm going to move on to the inside of the card. So I have my sentiment and I'm going to stamp this in Onyx Black. Make sure I line it up straight. I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to turn it over and stamp that again. I think I need to re-ink my stamp pad. Press a little harder. That's better. Alright, for this I'm going to just use my stamp mat and just press the ink directly on my mat and pick it up with my aqua pen. Now where has that gotten to? Okay, I found it. It took a while. So, start with the brown, put a little bit onto my mat, pick up the color, and do this shell. This is very basic coloring. It's not really anything special or hard. And as before, you clean your brush by just wiping out until the color is gone, and then pick the next color. take my marker and I'm going to go along the edge of the shell, sort of like a scallop is, even though of course scallops don't have pearls, but I kind of like how that looks. My daughter is not a fan of pastels, but I thought that the lighter colors is much better than the darker colors. And for the pearl, I'm going to sparkle it up with the Spectrum Noir pen to give it a little iridescence. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. Make sure I'm good and clean here, and move on to the next step. Now for the next step, I'm bringing in my Misty tool, which I have already set aside the stamps on it. So put that back. I'm going to start off with the solid part of the Goldfish, which are these two stamps, and the outline stamps is there. The larger fish I'm going to make yellow orange, and the smaller one will be 2 shades of blue. So I will do both of them at once, save a little time. So that is the yellow, and this is the blue. Okay, clean this off real quick. I have a rag which is soaked in my homemade stamp cleaning solution. There's a video on my channel showing how to make that. And now for the darker colors. The orange on the larger fish and the blue on the smaller. And then you see the goldfish comes to life. Voila. Clean this again. Okay, now I have the river rocks along the bottom for a little bit of extra interest. And I have my second Misty, and I have the face of the fish ready to go. But it's a little bit off here, so I'm going to have to move them to see if I can get it a little bit better lined up. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Now, putting the faces in spot. That wasn't quite right on the original. Okay, close that, transfer it. Now the faces I'm going to do in black. Want it to move. Yeah, that's much better. Now the seaweed, I'm going to do it in green. Move this up. I've already put them on the door. And where is it? The bamboo leaves for that. Now I want to have a ghost image of the seaweed, so I'm going to stamp it once. And then I'm going to move the magnet and shift it a little bit. A little bit over and a little bit down. And notice I don't re-ink. There, now I get a little shadow image. Okay, finish with this. Now I need the happy birthday. I had bubbles. Where are my bubbles? Dun, dun, dun. Didn't get them yet. I'm going to just leave the bubbles on the plastic and stamp them directly. So I don't feel like trying to line them up. But I have to be careful that I just get the bubbles inked. Lift it up. There we go. Instant stamp pad. There we go. And now it is time to start assembling. Oh, I forgot I wanted a little bit of seaweed on the inside of the card. And again, I'm doing the little ghost image by moving it around. There. Okay, assembly. Almost a card. I just want to sparkle the fish up a little bit. To take the place of their scales, which are very shiny on a goldfish. this is really sparkling in real life. I guess I'd give a little bit for the bubbles too. This one too, consistency. There we go. Okay, there's the card. I'd like to thank my brother David for providing me the music for the card videos that I'm making. He's a great musician. I give a link down below to his YouTube channel. Please check him out. As always, please subscribe to my channel. I put out new content which I hope is useful and helpful for everyone. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Take care.